Megavanon, everybody, and welcome to the stream. My name is Talisian. There you are, and here I am. And today on Warhorse Wednesday, we are doing Lord of the Rings Online. As you can see, I actually got my tracker updated prior to the stream this time, instead of doing it first thing. Anyway, we are currently in Rohan. We are on our way to Cliving. We're both following the main story quest, and the adventures of Bingo Boffins both lead us to Cliving. So that's where we will start off today. One little piece of news that I did want to drop is, for the next couple of days, on the Bull Roar server, which is the test server for Lord of the Rings Online, one of the things that they are testing is UI scaling, specifically for 4K and high resolution screens. Now, I don't have a need for it because I stream it to 1080p. But for those who have a widescreen monitor, for those who want or have some vision issues and want to have a larger interface, perfect time to pop on the Bull Roar, take a look at it, tell them what they think so it can get right the first time. Briefly, in-game, 18th anniversary gift, if you've not picked it up, is still available. The Yule Festival is going on through the beginning of January, and we are in the middle of LI Reward Track 16. How far am I along that track right now? I'm up to level 31. I think. Yep. So that means I picked up the Sealed Tracery, the runes, and an embellished coffer of ancient script, 600 ancient script, which I'm going to be using a whole lot of again very, very soon. So we'll go ahead and use that. We'll go ahead and throw these into shared storage. And we'll just throw the Sealed Tracery in there also. Okay. So we can remove this. Remove this. So you can see we're up to Book 8, Chapter 6 of Volume 2, I think? Is it Volume 2 or Volume 3? Volume 3, Book 8, Chapter 6, Into the Rittermark. And we're coming to the Victor's Ward, which is going to heading us to Cliving. And also, Bingo is outside the entrance to Cliving in the Norcrofts, so we'll handle that too. Oh, and I always forget. Every day is a Hobbit's birthday, but we are the fortunate ones to get the presents. And today's present is 50 Virtue XP and a Battle Potion of Restoration. Cool. Can definitely use that. Let me go ahead and mount up real quick. We'll start making our way northward toward Cliving. So I hope everyone is doing well today. It's been kind of a cold and rainy morning here at the Cat Chicken Farm. Welcome to the Cat Chicken Farm, where we only grow the finest cat chicken. For those of you who don't know, I do shorts on occasion of the kitties that live here, and the occasional dog chicken that shows up. And they're on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested, please go by, take a look at them, and let me know how we're doing. Oh, that's going to open up a quest for me again. So we'll go ahead and take care of him. Vengeance for the Ethangels. They want me to take care of 6 mounted orcs. Alright, we can do that. And I should probably go ahead and get buffed up too. Oh, I forgot to do my... I'll have to spend a little bit of time when I get to Cliving. I'll have to hit a work study. I definitely need some more battle lore scrolls and breach finder. Should be okay everywhere else though. And I need to head pretty much due north. So We'll round up the horse team. There we go. Whoa. Definitely still pilots like a damaged battleship, that's for sure. Hey. Oh, finally got into Angmar. Congratulations. Was I correct? Was it the quest that you needed? Yes, I was really behind, or still am. Yeah, I understand. So unless I actively keep that on my tracker, I'll completely forget where I am, and I'll get drafted and distracted into side quests all day long. Or I'll find this one nice hunting ground, and I'll just slay stuff for an hour or two, and completely forget, oh my, wait a second, I'm supposed to be doing some questing, right? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? I've done that enough. Yeah, I'm easily distracted. I could easily oh, famous story. I was a guild officer in an EverQuest 2 guild. And in EQ2, they have collectibles that you can pick up off the ground and add to collections and whatnot. And there was one time I was going around, I was on my way to a raid, and I was supposed to be the lead cleric in the raid. And I said, okay, I'm on my way. Oh, shiny. Needless to say, I was late for the raid. I could easily get distracted sometimes. Sometimes I don't even know where my brain's at. Let's see, I need one more mounted orc. Well, let me see if there's anything on track that's interesting real quick, because I'd like to try to get rid of that quest before I head into Cliving if I can. Nope, nothing in there. So we'll just head into Cliving. Ah, right there. Willem Whisker and there's Bingo Boffin. So we'll go ahead and talk. Cliving is a most impressive sight. Now to find Reed Aethelward. Oh yes, that's part of the main story quest. But here's Bingo Boffin, so we'll go ahead and start with him.
What a lovely ride! Nice work, Tanglemain.
I think there's a little question that you are truly the finest steed in all of Rohan. What do you say, my friend? You think Tanglemain and I look quite at home galloping on the fields of Rohan? But what is wrong with Willem? He does not seem to be his usual self. Is everything all right, WW? Oh no, what's wrong with William? Willem ignores Bingo's voice and does not turn around. Oh, what's the matter, Willem? You do not speak the language of lynxes, but even without that skill, it's easy to understand what is wrong with Willem Whisker. He is jealous of Tanglemain. Uh-oh. You tell Bingo that Willem is jealous of Tanglemain.
Jealous? Willem, there is no reason for that.
I've never had such a wonderful lynx friend before, and ever since you joined our little band of companions, I've never forgotten how lucky I am to have you by my side on this adventure. Bingo grimaces. Well, I might have forgotten about it once, but in my defense, I forgot a lot of things when I fell into the caverns beneath the Misty Mountains. But it won't happen again, Willem. Tanglemain is a new friend, it's true, but you're the only WW in this group. I think you two should get along, or it will just break my heart in two. Say something. Well, for now we should go up to the mead hall in Cliving and see what there is to learn about this town. But I want you two to get along. This adventure will not be as fun if everyone has hurt feelings. Willem looks unconvinced, and Tanglemane looks a little oblivious. Cliving's a nice town. Okay. We'll go ahead and do a couple of things, of course, before I always enter. Oh. And that is to find the millstone. We'll go ahead and Galen. And find the stable master. So that I have an easy way back and forth.
Of the Rohirrim.
I got all the Walder, yep, only with Harwick. Entwash, I don't think I've been to the Entwash yet. Alright. Well, there's Frithidum. Let's go ahead and talk to him real quick.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
I weep for the people of the Norcrofts. You've seen the dangers outside the walls of Cliving, and you've seen the death that lingers at our gates. Yet the nobles living here are ignorant to these concerns and continue on petty squabbles and bickering. There's no greater waste of time or effort than these fools. I've tried to make them understand, but they refuse to listen to any authority save the Reeve himself. Perhaps they would listen to an outsider who speaks with reason. Help resolve their disputes so we may focus on the necessary preparations for the coming war. I need to help Ordwasser and Isind with their problems. And there's Walnoth. We'll go ahead and talk to him real quick.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
Greetings. I do not recognize you. You're not from the Norcrofts? Meaning you are not the culprit and that you would be a perfect choice to help me. My name is Walnoth. I am a simple rider in service of Reed Athelwood's Yord. Of late, we have discovered evidence of an attempted murder against the Reeve by way of poison. Athelward himself has put me in charge of the investigation, and I must uncover the culprit. There are a few who would admire me for my intelligence or wisdom, but Athelward saw potential in me, and I do not want to disappoint. Will you please help me? The first step will be to question the man who discovered the poison. Reed Athelward's personal cook, Kelligat. Okay. I can do that. Alright, well that means I need to head to the mead hall anyway, because I need to talk to Reeve Athelward. Bingo has caught sight of a familiar face outside of the mead hall. Oh, Egwilf! Haven't seen her since we first entered into Rohan.
I did not expect to see you again so soon.
But the trail I followed has returned to Cliving. My outing in Stangard was brief. The men there will remain alert for my prey, but there are so few good men in Stangard, I do not know if I should trust any net that they might weave. There are forces at work at Rohan that seek to bring the kingdom low. It is with the greatest shame that I tell you that not all of these evils come from without the borders. Some of the greatest evils worked by men and women of Rohan. A cult calling itself the Blood Eye has allied itself with orcs of the Black Land. I believe that there are 3 agents of the Blood Eye active in Rohan, and I have tracked 2 of them here to Cliving. Will you help me find them? You will know them by the brooches or necklaces they wear. Each one bears a red gem prominently displayed, and they are certain to be hidden in out-of-the-way corners of the city, away from prying eyes. It is too dangerous for your friend Bingo, I will understand, but I would welcome your aid.
The Blood Eye? It sounds dangerous. But I'm not afraid.
If we can help Eggwolf apprehend these villains, we should do what we can. I will keep an eye out for them here in Cliving, and you should do the same. Okay, I can do that. Let's go on ahead in, though, and see if I can find to read Aethelward. And I need to talk to his cook as well. We'll start with the Reeve. Book 8, Chapter 6, The Victor's Ward.
Welcome to Cliving, friends from afar.
I am Aethelward, Reeve of the Norcrofts and Thane of Cliving. My house and hospitality is yours while you stay. Aethelward listens to you as you relate the reason for your visit, and a cloud crosses his face. Oh, Beldra, what happened to her should not have happened to any lady of Rohan, losing first her husband and then her son. I should have been more understanding of the boy's youthful boldness, but he called my honor into question. Sword trial is the customary means of resolving such disputes. I honestly did not know his wound would fester in such a way. I'd have it back if I could. Taking young Siflad as my ward seemed the kindest thing to do, but I can understand a mother's grief may make it seem otherwise. I will answer any questions of yours, and you are of course free to see Siflad. If it's not too much trouble, could I ask you to help Cuthred, the captain of my guard, with his duties after you have spoken with him? I'm already in the process of helping him. So we need to find the cook. I guess he's going to be probably one of the other entrances. There's usually multiple entrances to the meat hall. One of them is usually the servant's entrance. That's probably where I'll find where I need to go. That's the jail. Here we go. This is one of the things I'm also looking for. The quartermasters for the Eastmanet. All those silver and gold coins of the Rittermark.
Do you have need of our assistance?
This is where I can send them. I am level 83. Level 83 Sucrofts medium armor. Let's see if it's any good. I've just recently crafted a set of armor, so I have no idea how well this will be. The reinforced jacket is level 92. Not quite. Agility boost, max morale, crit and finesse. And the leather jacket, agility, max morale, crit and finesse as well. 66. 346 maximum morale, 187 critical rating, and 249 finesse. So this one just has more morale, then I don't know why people wouldn't get it. But as you can see, I mean, I gain 50 vitality directly, have more crit rating and phys mastery, so I really don't know if I'm going to need any of this armor. I mean, I might need pieces of it, but how about the cloak? My cloak is way behind. We'll get the cloak. And I'll save that jeweler's case. There we go. We'll get the cloak for now, at least. There's a miscellaneous quartermaster. We'll see what they've got.
We will aid you as best we may.
Ooh, I can get plain... Ooh, for 100 of them. Okay. Cosmetics. Ceremonial cloak. I don't like hooded cloaks. Crafting recipes. Cook. Roast wild duck recipe requires acquaintance standing, so I can't pass it on because she won't have acquaintance standing, even though she has Eastmanet crafting ability. And I think it's probably all of them, yeah. So there's nothing there. But I can take a look at the scholar recipes. Eastmanet battle lore. I just need to acquire acquaintance with the Sucrofts, and then I can come back here and I can pick these up. Because I need the battle lore. Scroll of the Mark recipe. That's a nice pocket item. That's fake though. Improved Tome of War Stories. And bulk recipes. Okay. Miscellaneous. Guide, muster. Oh, there we go. Guide to Snowborn. I just need acquaintance statting, and return. I need kindred statting. Oh, Rohodic fishing rod. Plus 8 to fishing skill. I will definitely get. Ooh, it's 100 though. Alright. And then I can get war steed bridles too. I've already got that one. So 85 would be next one up. Scout's medium bridle at level 85. Okay. So that's where I need to come for that. And then here's the weapons and jewelry quartermaster.
Wanderers to equip themselves well.
Jewelry upgrades that they've got. Brass is might vitality. Agility vitality 66 and 60. No, not worth it. How about the copper ring? 66 and 30. No. Copper bracelet? 66. Oh, that one does give agility and vitality. And some minimum morale on top of that. That might actually be worth it. And what about the brass? Brass might? Copper bottle. Agility max power. Yep. And copper necklace. Agility, vitality. Nope. Okay. Rohan ring final upgrades and ring exchanges. And I need to get a battered ring of Rohan. Okay, so I can't worry about those until I get the battered ring of Rohan. So we'll worry about that later. Okay. A brooch with a red gem has been left on an out-of-the-way log. Really? The brooch contains a red gem and reminds you of the Rothstone. Interesting. Let's take a look around here real quick. All right. Well, let's talk to Igwolf and tell her about the brooch I found.
Did you and Bingo find any sign of the Blood Eye?
You hand Igwolf the brooch you discovered and tell her that it reminds you of the Rothstone, some piece of jewelry you encountered in your travels. She nods. I do not know where the cult of the Blood Eye finds these treasures, but they prize red gems above all others and look for them exclusively. Still, I have found that the men who bear these brooches are not unwilling to leave them behind when they're near capture. Without these identifiers, they become nearly invisible to my pursuit. But it is not a complete loss, friend. They use these gems as proof of their allegiance, and without such proof as this, what orc would be willing to trust who they claim to be? So one of the men I followed has been effectively declawed. For the other, his trail's gone cold. I would ask for your help and for Bingo's if you continue to offer it.
I do not like the sound of this Blood-Eye group.
Especially if its members are in league with orcs. Who would wish to ally themselves with such terrible creatures? I know that I would not for anything. I do not know if I could be much help to Igwolf in this. After all, she is a skilled tracker and has followed these agents of the Bloodhead for what sounds like a long time. But we are adventurers, and if we can help her with the task, we definitely should do so. It's a pity the trail has gone cold. Do you think she'll be able to pick it up again? If so, it may make for an exciting chapter in my account of our journey.
I am ready to help Igwolf once again, if you are.
She said the trail has gone cold, but perhaps she has found some clue that will steer us in the right direction. A cold trail.
Begin your search on the path that leads from the Norcrofts to Wildemore.
I am pleased the two of you will help me find this missing agent of the Blood Eye. He would sell the kingdom to his enemies given the chance, and he must pay for his treason. I scouted ahead and found his trail leading west. I I believe he's making for the heights of Wildemore. You would do well to begin your search at the sloping path that leads from the Norcrofts into Wildemore. One more thing. The air is heavy with some sorcery. I felt a chill in my bones as I approached. There is something unusual afoot at Wildemore. Alright, well I need to find the cook. So let's go ahead and... Oh, okay, I guess he's in a house. He's in a house in Cliving right now. He's not at the meat hall. Okay. So we'll head there and talk to him and start working on that poison. There he is.
What brings you to these lands?
I will help you in any way that I can with your investigation. These circumstances are most unsettling. I found a strange vial tucked in behind the turnips in the back pantry. Upon further examination, we discovered that the liquid inside the vial was highly poisonous. We believe someone attempted to secretly poison Reed Aethelward's food with the venom. Thankfully, none of it eaten by cooking have reported an illness. I encourage you to inspect the vial for yourself. Small glass bottles filled with a transparent liquid. The indescribable odors cause you to feel lightheaded. And I pass out. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and catch up Walsnoth on the quest so far. Walnoth, excuse me.
Our mission is dire.
We are blessed that none who have eaten from the kitchen have shown signs of illness. I must resolve this treachery before another attempt is made on Reed Aethelward, or before word spreads among his people, who would want to cause harm to such a noble ruler. I do not know what to make of this poison. I am no expert on such things, but I have never seen another like it. Fortunately, a wise man of potions and medicines, Valbiort, resides here in Cliving. He may be able to help us. Seek him out and ask him his counsel on this matter. Okay. He's over here in this part of town. Oh, there's Isian who I need to help, but let's go talk to let's go ahead and talk to Malbiort first. There he is. Well, pretty nice shop. It's funny, I don't see him. Maybe he's upstairs. I can actually get my game to work, right? Malbiort lies wounded on the floor, unmoving. He has perished from a series of wounds. There's a blood-covered dagger on the ground. This dagger appears to fit the size of the wounds and is covered in blood. That's not good. The one person who would give me information as to what I'm looking for is now dead. That is not good at all. Is there a study around here I can use? There's a there's a workbench. No, I need a study so I can do... And a cheese maker if I need some cheese. No study, of course. So let's let Walnoth know. Let's let Walnoth know what I found.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
You were sent seeking answers, and you return with a dagger. You describe to Walnoth the scene you encountered within Melbiort's home. This must be the result of murder. It means that we were on the correct trail, but losing Melbiort does not bode well for us. He could have been the key to understanding this poison, and now he lies dead. Thank you for your help thus far. I must ponder other avenues for us to consider. Very, very interesting. So we've got a cult. We have an attempted murder on the Reeve. We have a murder of another citizen. Yeah. Boy, things are just perfectly normal here in Cliving, aren't they? And wants me to question 3 people: the cook, the guard captain, and the neighbor.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
I would like for you to acquire more information from the cook who found the file. The kitchen pantry should have been restricted for most townsfolk. Anyone suspicious entering would have been noticed. Ask if anyone who had been within the kitchen of late should be investigated further.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
I am familiar with the type of dagger discovered in Malbiort's home, and is a common tool among the Eord riders here in Cliving. I suggest you head to the training area near the mead hall and question Captain Theodomar about which of his men might be without their daggers. Sounds like a good quest.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Melbiort's neighbor, Onsadal, spends a great deal of time watching people come and go along the roads. Perhaps she may have seen the people who had entered into Melbiort's home before he was attacked. Visit her outside her home and inquires of who or what she may have seen. We'll start with that. I want to go ahead and pick up Isian's quest.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Greetings. My name is Isian. My home is here in Cliving. Many of the people who now occupy our city are weirwood farmers who have been forced from their homes and have taken refuge within the city walls. I've asked my neighbors to donate food and shelter to those who have fled and left their belongings. Many have given to the cause, but Giselman is ignoring my pleas. She plans to host a large feast in honor of Reed Aethelward, and actually hopes will increase her own renown as she values her opinion in others above all else. There are people in dire need of rations as she attends the foolishly host banquets for the wealthy. Giselman refuses to listen to me. He believes that I am jealous of her high esteem and considers my request a tactic to undermine her affairs. Perhaps you might sway her decision. Suggest to her that the nobles would view a banquet to be distasteful and that a charitable donation would be viewed more favorably among her peers. I guess I can do that. And there's Seaflad right there. Let's go ahead and talk to her.
I saw you coming to Cliving from afar, and I wondered what your story might be.
And now you have come to tell it to me. Wonderful. You tell Seaflad that you have come from her mother in Ethengils, and that Mildred worries about her. Ah, my poor mother. I miss her. Some days I miss her terribly, but knowing she still isn't home eases that ache somewhat. Worse are the days when I miss my father and my brother, but they are never coming home. But I am as happy at Cliving as I can be. The Reeve is kind to me, if distant. I think he blames himself for all the grief my family has endured and wants to make amends for it. I am treated well. And look at the view from the walls. There's just so much more going on here than Ethengils. Yes, I am happy here. I hope my mother is not upset by that, but it is the truth. But tell her that I miss her. Okay. And now I need to talk to Guthred. There's Onsadal. Let's go ahead and talk to her. Maybe she found something out about Melbiort's murder.
What brings you to these lands?
You must be new in town. Welcome. You want to know who's been seeing Malbiort? Well, he offers treatment and advice to so many, from small children and pets to the Reeve himself. I myself have not seen him since early afternoon yesterday. Prior to that, a few people visited him. A young girl who works in the kitchens, one of Theodomar's riders, and that old fool Wigfugol. Wigfugol in particular seemed very troubled and has been visiting almost daily. It seems to be all that I can recall. I hope I was some help to you. Mentioned a troubled man named Wigfugol who was often with Melbjort. Let's see what we can find out.
Our mission is dire.
Old Zadal discussed several people who saw Melbjort before he passed, but this Wigfugol in particular struck her as most unusual. I wonder what old Wigfugol discussed with Melbjort before his end. All right. And he wants me to help him with his problem, to try to help resolve some of these frivolous disputes.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
The nerve of that fool Trumsele. Paid for 2 candlesticks made of silver, and his silversmith promised they would be delivered to me days ago. I have no patience for excuses. I paid him well, and I expect him to keep his promise. Inform Trumsele that if I do not receive my candlesticks, or repayment, whichever he chooses, I will have him thrown into the dungeon for taking my coin and giving nothing in return. And his little boy right there is behind him. I like it. Alright, so let's go back to the murder investigation. Come on. I need to get into the kitchen, please. What's the command word? Give me food. Okay.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Questioning the cook. The kitchen is restricted for most commoners. Occasionally, if the wards advise us, so the riders are invited in to have a meal prepared or to borrow some ingredients. No one has entered that would arouse suspicion, but then again, I cannot imagine anyone who would want to harm the Reeve. The only people normally in the kitchen are Eldora and myself. Eldora is a young girl who helps me with cleaning the kitchen, yet she has been acting strangely of late, sometimes leaving the kitchen without notice. I am not quite sure what to make of her behavior. Alright, well, let's go ahead and talk to the guard captain next. And he would be over here. Theodomar.
What brings you to these lands?
One of the men in my command, Swithorn, reported that his dagger had gone missing, not but a few hours ago. I've been rather lenient with Swithorn about the matter, for his mind is clouded with grief. His elder brother was slain by orcs just aside Ethengils when Aethelward gave the order, so we abandoned the defenses there in order to protect Cliving. Swithorn is a good man, but does not harbor ill feelings toward the Reeve or his fellow riders. Very interesting. So you got several different suspects. Oh, of course, I'm on my hobby horse. So after questioning the cook,
Will you aid the horse lords?
oh, that very, very valuable, important mount that I was just riding. I gotta check that one, actually. I honestly cannot remember. Let me go ahead and pull up collections. Available as a rare drop from Mara Sandoian's Sack of Presents during the Yule Festival. So that's where I got my hobby horse from. So you can get it now, actually, if you want to go to the Yule Festival. You can probably also buy it from one of the vendors, too. I would not be surprised.
What brings you to these lands?
As I thought, most citizens in Cliving would have a difficult time sneaking into the kitchen, I noticed. This kitchen servant, Eldora, seems rather suspicious. I will keep her in mind as a potential suspect, or at the very least she may have witnessed something that could be helpful to us. Good work.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Questioning the guard captain. Evidence indicates the dagger belonged to Swithorn. I'm not well acquainted with the man, but I do not like what we have learned thus far. Do you suspect that he harbors a grudge against the Reeve for the fate of his brother? Perhaps we need to learn more before rushing to judgment.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
I believe we are getting ever closer to solving this mystery. There are three primary suspects that we must consider. The soldier Swithorn, the cook's assistant Eldora, and the old man Withwigol. Each was seen visiting Maelbeord and may have killed him to cover the attempted poisoning against Reed Aethelward. You have been paramount to our progress and investigations thus far. Interrogating these individuals will prove to be crucial to discovering the truth, so I must leave this task to you. Swithorn should be among the Rohirrim near the mead hall. Withwigol resides in an estate to the northwest, and Eldora's home can be found near the west entrance to Cliving. Question each of them carefully and return to me with their responses. There's Cuthred, and I need to talk to him about... Ah, that's the Victor. That's that's the main story quest.
The Reeve sent you to me to help with our problems? Good.
We can refuse no offers of help. Cliving's been less effective than some of the other towns in the riding, but there's still orcs about here. We need to deal with them if we are to keep our people safe.
An important part of guard duty involves riding the bounds.
Looking for threats and lurking too near the city. If you have a war steed and the skill to ride it, I would encourage you to help us with this duty. Ride east of Cliving until you see the marker that delineates the bounds, then turn to the south. Continue this process, turning to your right at each marker until you describe a great loop around the city. Defeat any mounted enemies you encounter on this circuit, and you'll be doing the people of Cliving a great service. Okay. I'll just hop on my hobby horse and head out there. Okay, so let's see. At his tent near the mead hall. Let me backtrack and do that. I wonder if it's near where we found that dagger. No, I guess not. There he is.
Our mission is dire.
Captain Theodore told me of the circumstances surrounding Melbior and my dagger. I understand your reasons to suspect me, but can assure you that I had nothing to do with his murder. My weapon was likely taken from me in order to draw suspicion toward me and away from the real killer. On the night that Melbior's life was taken, I was patrolling the city perimeter with other guards. Had I visited his home, my absence would have been strongly noticed. I have been grieving the loss of my brother, yet, as I explained to Theodore, I do not blame the Reeve for his death. I respect Aethelward greatly, and I understand his decision must have been a difficult one. I am an honorable man, and these despicable crimes are below me. Swithorn has established that his witness should absolve him of the crime. Yeah, I would think so. Let's go ahead and talk to Giselman. She was the one that was doing the uncharitable feast. There we go. There she is.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
May I help you? I am busy with preparations for an important banquet. You attempt to convince Giselman that giving to charity will increase her opportunity among the nobles more than her feast. Well, I had not considered this. Oh dear, you are quite right. When others speak of me, they should be commenting on my kindness and generosity. Look, time is short. Will you help me? Please speak to the butcher, cheesemaker, and baker and ask them to give as much of the food intended for the banquet to Isolde's collection instead. Okay. At least I was able to convince her. Ah, well, while we're here, we need to talk to Wigfagal about the murder, so we'll go ahead and talk to him real quick.
We keep safe these lands. For how long?
You suspect me of these rumored crimes? How shameful. Know that I'm a respected elder in this community. Visiting Malbior for treatment of the terrible nightmares I've been having shortly after my son and his family lost their lives. His croft was raided and burned in the first orc assaults. Still, Aethelward has refused to defend those helpless families outside the city walls. It is true, I harbor no love for the Reeve after such a heartless decision, yet I would not resort to poisoning him. Consider for a moment how a citizen such as myself would have access to the Reeve's kitchen. Surely someone would have noticed my unexpected presence there. I will grant him that. Alright, so there's the cheesemaker.
Will you aid the horse lords?
The finest cheese in all the Norcrofts for sale. May I help you? You explain that Giselman wishes to donate a portion of the food to charity. Giselman has had a change of heart? What a kind woman. I will be sure to send a portion of the fine cheeses to be donated on her behalf. Good. And there's the baker.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Welcome. Have you come for something fresh? I have a lot of good things for sale, stranger. Oh, you are here about Giselman's order? Yes, I'm working hastily and assembling everything. He explained to Giselman has asked for a portion of her order to be sent to charity as the poor. That is quite noble of her. I will have it done right away. Good. And here is the butcher.
Will you aid the horse lords?
More orders from Giselman. You inform the butcher that Giselman would like to donate a portion of her original purchase to the refugees. If she wishes to be charitable, I would be glad to help her. I will set aside a nice lot of fresh meat to be collected for that poor lot of farmers. Good. Alright, let's go back and talk to Giselman real quick so I can clear that up.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Thank you for your thoughtful suggestion. You have saved me from making a terrible mistake. I've heard nothing but praise and admiration for my charitable efforts. I would not have guessed that such acts would be noticed and appreciated by others. Please, accept this as a token of my appreciation. Okay. Good, so that's one person I've helped. This must be at Orr's house. Yep.
Will you aid the horse lords?
I know that you're investigating the poison found in the kitchen and the murder of Melbjord. Yes, I've heard the rumors, but I must explain my actions so that you understand why I'm innocent. I've been taking care of the injured man you see before us, Freystian. He was wounded in battle and is greatly impaired. I care greatly for Freystian, though he knows it not, and I've been overseeing his aid through the medicinal herbs that Melbjord has provided for us. I've been here frequently tending him, thus my absence from the kitchen. It is true that no one can account for my whereabouts when the crimes were committed. Just know that I have no more reason to harm Aethelward than anyone else in town. Furthermore, Melbjord was helping me to treat Freystian, and I would have never wished any harm to come to him. Interesting. Alright, let's talk to Walnoth and tell him all the information I've learned so far about the murders.
Our mission is dire.
Each suspect is given a different reason why he or she should be absolved. Sluthorn claims to have witnesses, Eldor seems to be lacking a motive to harm either victim, and Wilfrigo would like us to consider his lack of access to the kitchen. Time draws near. Consider each testimony and all the evidence discovered. Action must be taken before this come to harm, and we must apprehend a guilty party. Interesting. So now the question is, who do I want to get? Eldora, Slithorn, or Wigfigol? They all have very valid reasons. I'm not sure who did it. We'll think about it for a little bit and come back. Now, which quest is that? Frivolous disputes? Yes, frivolous disputes. So I need to help Ordwitzer with his problem, which is the silversmith. So we'll go talk to the silversmith real quick. And there he is.
Our hope lies in strength, but the servants of the enemy are everywhere.
I understand that Ordwitzer is angry about not receiving his candlesticks, but I simply cannot make them without the proper moldings. I was expecting a set of moldings sent from Erebus, but have not received any shipments for many days. Please, speak to the quartermaster, see if he knows when my shipment of moldings from Erebus might arrive. Can I reforge my weapons?
Welcome,
Yes.
my
Oh,
friend.
I can actually reforge my weapons. I haven't checked in a few levels. Well, I can now go up to 125. We'll deal with that a little later. I don't even know if runes to do one. So that will help a little bit. 15 times 3 is 45, 46 percent 49. That gives me 2. As you can see, I need 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. I need 300 points in runes to get everything up to level 125. I'll worry about it later. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to the quartermaster to find out about where those moldings are.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Candlestick moldings. Are you mad? Are you not aware of the orcs assaulting men along the road? I've had no shipments arrive for Erebus for quite some time, nor would I expect any but the most urgent deliveries. Unless you can manage to convince every orc from here to Erebus to leave us be, I would not expect your moldings to arrive hastily. Alright, well, let's go ahead and talk to Trimdale and Trimsell, and see what he wants to do now.
I hope we will find aid in time.
No moldings. This is terrible news, but I expected as much. If I return the payment, I will be unable to provide for my family, and if I return to the dungeon, I am in a worse condition still. I beg you to reason with Ordwa, sir. I know that he will understand if you reason with him. I will grant him a discount upon his next purchase and craft an extra candlestick for him when I have the moldings. If you would speak with me, I am sure we can negotiate things further. Alright, well, we can try.
Our mission is dire.
No candlesticks and no repayment? Unacceptable. I am calling for a guard. Wait, a discount? If this is not a trick, then it changes matters entirely. Suppose I could agree to wait a while longer if Trumsley plans on accommodating my future purchases. I shall visit him later to negotiate. Thank you, and receive this for your trouble. All right. So now we can go ahead and get rid of that quest about the frivolous disputes. Now those are taken care of.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
My work seems much quieter now that some of these trivial disputes have been settled. Such a shame that no noble blood was shed. Worry not, that was just merely a jest. Perhaps now the nobles might consider the desperate situation we find ourselves in and look at their neighbors as allies rather than enemies. The guard has more important matters to attend to than solving petty squabbles. You have my thanks. All right. I really want to go with Swithorn. I mean, they all have valid reasons. Something in my mind says Wigfugal, though.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
So you believe Wigfugal will be the culprit? Yes, it cannot be understated that his grudge against Aethelward gives him the strongest motive. Living alone in his estate, he has no witnesses for his whereabouts during those crimes. It takes a little imagination to see how Wigfugal was the one responsible for this atrocity. I trust your decision on this matter. I shall go apprehend Wigfugal now and take him to a cell in the dungeon. Meet me inside the dungeon under the meat hall. Alright. We'll talk to Inhild in a minute.
Our mission is dire.
Wigfugal protested when I came for him, but he eventually relented and came along willingly. We will hold him here as we gather more evidence and prevent him from causing further harm. Thinking on it now, I believe this was the best decision. Wigfall's disdain for the Reeve led him to scheme of deception and murder. Aethelwald's life would be safer with Wigfugal locked away.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
You've been a tremendous help to both me and the people of Cliving. We will owe you a debt of gratitude for your fine service. Reed Aethelward has sent word that he would personally like to thank you for your assistance in these matters. Go with haste. The Reeve's time is precious, and it is rare for him to pay heed to the visitors of your stature.
Thank you for your help.
You must be the wise High Elf I have heard so much about. I simply must thank you. I could not be more pleased with the results of this investigation. To think that a coward would threaten my life with poisons rather than face me with their grievances in person. It sickens me. We must put these matters behind us, for further turmoil lies ahead for me and my people. Receive this reward, and please consider helping us further. I do get the title of detective, and I can pick up a failed assassin's ring, might agility, yeah. Walnuts leather leggings. Wow. Or the investigator's shoes. Well, we'll grab the leather leggings, but I'm not sure if I'll equip them. 5, 14, 13, yep.
I need you to do this.
Evacuation. You've already proven yourself capable of managing important and challenging tasks, so it is with my confidence I entrust you with an errand of utmost significance. My primary thought is always to keep safe the people of the Norcrofts, yet I simply have not the riders at my disposal to scour each and every corner or crevice of my land for the threat of these invading armies. I have given orders for my people to retreat into Cliving or to flee south to Edoras. Those within the city walls will be protected. Many of the crofters here have either not received the call for evacuation or failed to realize the seriousness of this matter. Please, ride to them now and make certain they understand the dangers of remaining at their crofts. And he has another quest for me. 2 more. Posting Warning and the Red Fields.
I need your help.
We must give warning to the travelers that the Norcrofts is no longer safe. I've asked for warning markers to be created so they may be used to direct visitors west toward Edoras. I ask that you display these warnings on the posts along the road so as to keep others from wandering into dangerous territory. Ride along the road south and east of Cliving and display the warning markers upon any post that you encounter. Okay.
I need you to do this.
The Red Fields. My riders have spoken with me about a section of the Norcrofts between Cliving and Ethergils that they have branded the Red Fields, where the blood-stained grasses have become an all-too-common sight there. These plains are so dangerous due to the ever-present threat of mounted orc archers. Even the most seasoned rider can be struck with an unlucky or unexpected arrow and become mortally wounded. Clear as many of the mounted orc archers from this land as you can, and I will ensure that you are rewarded for your endeavors. Alright, well now I have enough quests to do outside of town that it might be nice to take a little bit of a break. Done enough roaming around town and questing for a little bit. Now let's see if any of these other quests are outside of town. We can pick them up too. Oh! These are the 4 riders that I met outside of Langford way back when.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
The Reeve of the Norcrofts. Chantra, we meet again. We've been here for a few days, but have been unable to speak with Reeve Aethelward. He's not refused to see us, as our Hardling has, but he passed naught but excuses through his doorward. Perhaps you will once again speak on our behalf? Impending invasion by the horde of Kundalar Easterlings is not a matter to be taken lightly. If you could, either convince Aethelward to speak with us directly or relate our tale to him as best you may. I'll do that on my way back. Right now, we're going to go ahead here and talk to Inhild, who has a new quest for me.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
Hello, traveler. May I ask a favor of you? I'm worried about a young man named Brandagar, who lives on a farm outside of Cliving. I've heard countless stories of crofters coming under siege from fearsome orcs and other beasts, and I pray that Brandagar remains yet safe. I care deeply for Brandagar, but my father will not allow me to see him. He knows that Brandagar is poor and believes he is unworthy of our concern. Please, visit his farm and ensure his safety. I love Brandagar, but I would rather flee to Edoras than come harm for my sake. Since I'm heading out of town, definitely will do that. Go ahead and get buffed up here. No, I didn't find a study. I really need to do some study work off camera. Yeah, this is the way to the first marker that I need to find. So I got to do the ride around Cliving. We'll start with that one. We can go ahead and pick up any other quests along the way. Or slay a whole bunch of orcs. Defeat mounted orcs around the Ethelgils. The people of Ethelgils will be greatly benefit from having fewer orc riders attacking beyond the walls of their town. Uh-oh. Did I just pick up a harrowing? Alright, I gotta get off this horseback. This ain't gonna work for me. Oh, god damn, it is a harrowing. There we go. Well, we can tell this farmer that they need to move off.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Thank you for the warning. It means to me now that these lands are fit for North war. We'll make haste with Erebus in the hopes that the Theoden King will still hold against our foes. I sure as hell can't take you solo. Give you a wide berth. There we go. Let's go ahead to that first marker. And I've just slayed 80 mounted enemies in the East Minute. So now I have the Advanced Deed, which is 160. And that should net me a few LOTRO coins. 5 of them. Next marker of your circuit is south. Oh, there's Randigar's farm. Let's go and talk to him real quick.
What brings you to these lands?
My dear Inhild, she need not worry for me. Since I first gazed upon her in the market, I have been in love and will do anything to be near her. I refuse to leave for Erebus, where we may never meet again. I appreciate your concerns, but I will not leave without seeing Inhild.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Defending the farmstead. I must endure the orcs until I'm able to prove to Inhild's father, Hitwan, that I am worthy of his daughter. The fence gates around my farm need to be secured. Upon each of my attempts to leave my farm, the orcs have harassed me and tried to ride me down. Please, help me secure the fence, but remain vigilant of the orc riders and their torment. Me and my loyal goose will go through. She will flap her wings and keep away the evil. Alright, where's the other tormentor go? There he is. Took care of him.
What brings you to these lands?
I'm glad to see you've dealt with those merciless brutes. I'm fortunate to have someone with such skill in my company. Let us hope the orcs decide to relent their constant harassment now they have seen our ability to defend against them.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Heart or gold? You dispatched those orc ruffians have given me a rather clever idea. With your assistance, I have thought of a way to gain the respect of Idil's father. As a noble Uruk thief that I witnessed looting various trinkets and valuables from the abandoned farmsteads surrounding my home. His fondness for treasure will be his downfall. Track down this Uruk and separate him from his ill-gotten gains. With those valuables in my possession, I might, yes, impress old Hitman to be allowed to court his daughter. Let's go see if that harrowing is still there. Oh, there's a shadowy. I can take him out. Shadowies I can do. Harrowing, not so much. I guess he must have despawned. Alright, well let's go ahead and find that Odokai looter. Let's see if I can find him on track. There he is. Right up this way. There he is. You defeated the looter, but he carries no such stolen valuables. Okay, well, let's go back and talk to Randgar then. Randgar is nowhere to be seen, but signs of a struggle are here. His spear seems to have been left on the ground, and his cloak is torn and been stained with blood. Damn. All right. Let's go ahead and ride to the second marker. There it is. Next marker is to the west. These are the red fields. I need to destroy orc archers, like that guy right there. Not seeing any. Somebody else must have just come by through and took them out. Okay. Might be a farmer over here I can talk to.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
I shall miss my home dearly, but I will not disobey a command from our noble Reeve. If the Lord's a wise ruler and it requires us to take shelter within the city, then that is the course of action I will take. Pardon me, for I must begin preparations to set forth. An unpleasant host. Defeat White Hand pillagers at each farmstead. New quest, the Thriving Horde. Defeat mounted orcs in the western farmlands, 10 of them. That's the last marker I need to scout, so. Okay, this is taking too long. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and port back to Cliving for now. Cook, Scholar, Taylor. All right. I do believe at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. So I would like to thank everyone for joining me today. We accomplished a lot, took out some of the orcs, starting to help out around Cliving. Continued up with the Bingo Boffin's quest. Nearly died to a harrowing. I think we had a pretty full day. My next scheduled stream will be this Friday for Fantasy Friday. And there might be a late night stream where I play some Diablo 4. I've been working on my sorcerer, got her up to Torment 1, and I might play a little bit, and if I do, may stream it. So be on the lookout for that. But until I am on again this Friday for sure, I wish you all the very best. Take care. Be safe. Make sure to pet your cat, chickens, and touch grass. And I will see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.